He looked at me and he said, "Who are these people?" He didn't recognize our friends. Everybody knew it was dementia.
Dementia means the loss of mental faculties, such as our memory, or our ability to problem solve, or language skills.
That's all what they want to do. It's all.
About 5 million Americans have Alzheimer's disease, and those include a mixture of other dementias as well. And it's been increasing by about 500,000 people every decade during the past 2 decades. So as the baby boomers are hitting like age 70, 75, the numbers of people with dementia is going to soar.
Hello, my name is Daphne Glover Ferrier, and I'm the producer of Spent, The Hidden Cost of Dementia. In 2016, I lost my mother, Betty, to dementia.
Is this really a real thing?
Yes, it's really me.
On top of the emotional loss with dementia, there's also an economic burden that takes its toll. My siblings and I were able to contribute to my mother's limited income in order to help provide the care for her that she so desperately needed. But millions of Americans are not so fortunate.
Who's that? That's you skiing.
It became very, very emotionally challenging when I first found out he had Alzheimer's.
Is that what it is?
This disease turns lives upside down, leaving caregivers feeling both emotionally and financially spent.
It's tough, it's hard. It left us in a position where we could no longer afford our own home. It's just been devastating. As much as I want to keep Wolf at home, if he does need to go into a nursing home, they're $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a month. I don't make that kind of money. I don't have those resources.
You want the whole thing just scrambled together?
Yeah, yes please.
I got a call from the doctor while I was at work, and she said, Jeffrey has Alzheimer's. I remember crying the whole way home.
To be 53 years old and living with Alzheimer's and looking at your father, who was 86 years old and living with Alzheimer's, and saying, that's me in 3 years from now. That is absolutely not something I planned for.
My husband is such a strong person, and to see him just break down was just heartbreaking. That's one of the things I think about every day, is how am I going to afford the care that my husband's going to need.
Spent reveals a world in the midst of a public health crisis.
We have enormous strain on our healthcare systems and on our society more generally.
At the present time, we spend about $200 billion in caring for persons who have dementia.
And the cost associated with keeping individuals safe, it's easy to see how an individual can completely use up all of their resources.
If something doesn't change, the cost of care is going to top $1 trillion.
I think our society is currently unprepared.
How much would we pay to have our memories restored so that we could remember who we are? What would we pay to be able to enjoy the good camaraderie and the meaning of being in good company with family and community? It's impossible to put a dollar value on what the gifts are of the healthy brain.